Hello, my name is Vanessa Marquina. In this video, I want to show you a group therapy exercise that is for an effective parenting support group. This will be for our second session, and I will be working with 6 group members. Hello, welcome everyone. Thank you very much for coming back to our second session of effective parenting support group. I would like to begin by asking you all if you could tell us a little bit about what you felt or what you thought after our first session. Who would like to begin sharing? Thank you very much. Okay, so last week we all shared some experiences on parenting and some difficulties that we have come across in parenting, and some of them were related to anger and how when emotions get out of control, the situation can get pretty tough to handle. And so this week I would like us to continue talking about anger, but this time I want us to talk about us parents getting angry and how that can affect the way we relate to our children and the way we communicate. And it can make it pretty hard for us to communicate effectively to our children when we are angry. It can make it difficult to listen to them and to actually help them when their emotions are out of control. So I would like us to think about how we may be similar to this balloon right here. And so every day we can encounter negative things, difficult things happening to us, some buildup of stress, and that can makes us very irritated and even angry. So why don't we do an example of things that happen in everyday life? Let's begin by the beginning of the day. For example, maybe I forgot to put my alarm clock last night and I woke up late. So what else do you think that we can encounter in our mornings that can make us a bit upset or irritated? For example, we spill our coffee. What else? Okay, so your kids won't wake up, and they won't get ready. Okay. What else? We're running late for work. There's a lot of traffic. Your boss is mean to you, okay? You have to work late, okay? Look at this, and we haven't even come back home yet to our families. What else can happen? Okay, so you get home and the kids are fighting. Okay, the kitchen's dirty. Okay, so we get the point. This is pretty big. What would happen if I were to rub this against, an edgy surface or touch it with a needle? It would explode. And what would happen if it explodes? Yes, it would be very loud. It would be very scary, unpredictable. So this is sort of what happens when we have all this build-up tension inside us, all this anger, and we explode and we react in a negative way. And a lot of people who surround us can get hurt by this, right? Especially if we get very angry, very aggressive. What can happen when we get in this state and we react? We yell, we say things that we don't mean. Exactly, and we can be very scary, right? So basically we want to avoid getting like this, right? And we want to bring this tension down and relax a little bit. And obviously we want to try not to get to this point, right? So right now I'm going to hand you over these cards, these cue cards, and what they read is, when I feel I'm getting angry, I can. And you see the little air coming out there. So what I want you to do is I want you to write down anything that you can think of that can help you bring this tension down, relax a little bit. It can be little things like taking a deep breath, or it can be things that you can implement in your everyday life, like exercising, for example. So think of something. You can write 1, 2, 3, 4 things down, and we're gonna give you a couple of minutes to do this, and then we're gonna share with the entire group. Okay, so everyone completed their cards, and now we're gonna go in around and we're gonna share what we wrote in our cards. And I want everyone to pay close attention, because maybe you hear one suggestion that you think might be helpful for you, and you can write it down in your card for you to try it later on when you need it. Maybe you get good ideas here from this discussion. So why don't we begin saying some of the things that can help us? Okay, take a deep breath. Yes, that's always a good one, right? So you let some air out. What else? Okay, don't sweat the little stuff. Okay, that's more like an attitude thing, but it's also something that you can tell yourself. Try to, like a mantra, something that you can tell yourself. Don't sweat the little stuff. Okay, what else? Listening to music. Yes, and that's especially helpful for when we're driving in traffic, right? Listening to music or listening to an audio book, as long as it doesn't distract us from our driving. That's something that's helpful too. What else? Meditating, yes, or doing some breathing exercises. Those are helpful too. Yes. What else? Counting to 10, yes. Giving ourselves some space, some time before we interact with someone and we are angry. We don't want to do that, so we want to give ourselves some little time to, calm down. That's good. What else? Yes, exercising. Great way to let some stress. So you get the idea, and by doing all these things, you're basically helping yourself pull down this tension, get down this tension, and feel better, feel more relaxed. So what would happen if I would touch this balloon to an edgy surface, or touch it with a needle? Nothing. It would not explode. Basically, that's what we want to try to do. So the purpose of this exercise is to understand that we need to avoid getting to this state, right? This is a very volatile and dangerous state, and it can have bad consequences if we interact with other people, especially our children, and we are this tense, this angry, right? So we want to try and keep it down. Maybe we cannot be like this all the time, but definitely we can do a lot of things, like we've heard the suggestions to not to get to this state, or if we got to this state, to bring it down, right? What did you guys think of this exercise and all the suggestions that you've heard on the group? So basically, like I said, this exercise is important to help the group members identify that they should avoid getting to extreme levels of anger and tension, especially when interacting with their children. And it's important to keep this in mind to achieve effective communication with their children, and to have a positive interaction with them. And to help them understand that there are ways that they can help prevent this. And the purpose of the balloon is to give them something more graphic, where they can portray this risk of exploding, and how the tension can deflate, right? And the cards are useful because they can take them with them. They can take them home, and they can look back at them when they need to, when they need suggestions for tension relieving or anger relieving strategies. Thank you for watching.